Hello learners, in this lecture we will see how the classification of admixtures has been done. So far we have understood what is admixture. Now we'll try to see the classification of that. So admixtures are classified as a chemical admixtures, and then another admixture what we call is a mineral admixtures. And we already seen what is mineral admixture, but we'll try to see that again in the upcoming lectures. So as of now, it has been classified as chemical admixtures and then the mineral admixture. So under the chemical admixtures, the first one what we have is a accelerators. Then the next one what we have is a retarders. Next we have water reducers. These are also called as plasticizers. Then we have a super plasticizers, and then last we have air entering admixtures. So this comes under the chemical admixtures. Now coming to the mineral admixtures, we have fly ash, we have GGBS, that is ground granulated blast furnace slag. Then we have silica fume, we have metakaolin, we have rice husk ash. So we call this as pozzolana, right? It's the same thing. Actually, they are classified under mineral admixture, and this have some pozzolanic action in that. Hence, we call them as pozzolana, right? So first, we'll concentrate on the chemical admixtures, and we'll try to understand what are accelerators, and one by one, we'll try to understand them. Yeah. So coming to the accelerators. So by the name itself, it's understood it's something related to the accelerator, right? Let us say you're driving a car, and this is usually what we have. We have an accelerator pad over there, right? So what is the use of that? So let us say you're going at a speed of 60 kilometer per hour, okay, and you're going to take 1 hour to reach some destination. Okay. Now, since you're increasing the speed of that is you're pressing the accelerator, the time which you were taking 60 minutes to reach this particular destination, since you have increased the since you are putting more and more accelerator, let us say you are reaching one particular destination in 40 minutes. So basically what we have done, we have reduced the time here, right? It was taking 60 minutes, let us say, but since you applied accelerator, you have increased the speed of your vehicle. So for the same destination to reach, it is going to take you 40 minutes, right? So there is a decrease in the time consumption of 20 minutes. In the same way also, for concreting also, let us say you want to do quick, let us say you want your concrete to set early, okay? If you want to, if you want your concrete to set early, in that case what we try to do, we try to make use of these accelerators, so that my concrete is going to set early. Early strength gain is also achieved. So in certain circumstances we need to make use of the accelerators. So we'll try to see them. Yeah. So if you look into this, accelerating admixtures are the chemicals which increases the rate of cement hydration and consequently reduces the setting time or increase the early development of the strength. They all are one and the same. That means if there is a early rate of cement hydration, then obviously the strength gain is going to increase. Yeah, right? If there is a increase in the rate of cement hydration, that is your cement is reacting early. If cement is reacting early, obviously what is happening, the strength development will happen. And if it is strength development is early, happening early, that means the setting time of your cement is coming less. We already seen, if you're taking a normal ordinary Portland cement, then the initial setting time we were getting somewhere close to 85 minutes, right? So in order to reduce that setting time and all, we have different types of cement, like quick setting cement and all. But these accelerators are used from the atmosphere point of view. Let us say, especially in the India, a few places we try to make use of this accelerator, especially where we have a cold region. It's written here, let me show it. Yeah, it's not written here. Okay, so actually what happens, see, if you're doing a concreting work in the nearby areas and all, you don't have to go with accelerators. Let us say you're doing a concreting work somewhere in Jammu and Kashmir, right? Or some of the European countries, they all are cold countries, right? So there the chances of sun rays coming is very less. So if you don't have the sun rays, or if you don't have a hot atmosphere, then what will happen, the setting of a concrete is not going to happen. If the setting of a concrete is not going to happen, then what will happen, it's going to take long time for the strength to gain. So under those circumstances where there is no heat, or where there is no sunlight, and where there is a cold climate and all, so in that case, in order to gain early strength, what we try to do, we try to make use of the accelerators, right? So this is the importance of using the accelerators. Other than that, there are other advantages of using the accelerators. We'll try to see them one by one. The first one is to shorten the setting time. Like let us say the setting time was somewhere, initial setting time was like 85 minutes, or let us say the final setting time you are taking around 350 minutes. Okay, I'm taking some random values. So if you want to decrease all these things, if you want your cement to set very quickly, if the initial setting time of a cement has to be done quickly, in that case you can go with the accelerator. First point. Second is increase the rate of hydration of the cement. That is also possible. If you want early gain of a strength, if the rate of hydration has to happen quickly, then you can make use of this accelerators. The next is remove early removal of the formwork. So what is formwork? If you have seen the normal concreting work, they put shuttering plates, right? They keep a wooden plywood and all, and into that they are going to place the concrete, right? So formwork is a very general term. Formwork can be of wooden, formwork can be of steel, it can be aluminum, that is my one shuttering. There are a lot of things, right? So in order, let us say you want to remove the formwork early and all. If early formwork removal will happen when you are going to gain early strength. So if you want to gain early strength and all, then we try to make use of the accelerator. Next is placing the concrete at the low temperature. Yeah, this is what I was telling. Low temperature in the sense, let us say the usual temperature what we have in the coastal part is usually you get around 30 degrees Celsius, and it's not an issue. Let us say the temperature is somewhere close to 5 to 10 degrees Celsius, and if you go to Shimla, Himachal Pradesh, Jammu and all, sometimes the temperature will go beyond 1 minus 2 minus 3 and all. So in that time, if you want to do the concreting, then it becomes very difficult for you to do the concreting, right? So in that case, what you can do, you can try to make use of these accelerators so that the setting is going to happen quickly. So that is why it is written here, placing the concrete at low temperature. Again, early placement of the structure in the in service. That means, let us say you want any of your structure to put it in use as quickly as possible. So in that case, that is possible only when the quick strength gain is going to happen, and quick strength gain will happen when there is a earlier placement, when there is a use of an accelerator. Next is reduction of the required period of curing. The usually when you do any concreting work, let us say footing, column and all, usually 7 to 10 days of a curing we are going to do. Okay, so now that, because why we do 7 to 10 days, because that is a period of time that is required for the strength gain to happen in normal OPC cement, PPC cement. But even if you want to gain early strength as quickly as possible, like 2 3 days, then if strength gain is going to happen within 2 3 days, then curing also you're going to do for 3 4 days only, not beyond that. So what will happen, there's a reduction of the required period of curing. Next is early finishing of the surface and emergency repair work, like we have seen in a rapid hardening cement also, right? So there also we had a emergency repair works and all. So here also, if you want to do emergency repair works and all, in that case you can go with the accelerators. So usual accelerators we try to use when there is a low temperature and all. Other than that, if you want emergency repair work and all, even you can go with a quick setting cement or rapid hardening cement. There also the same properties achieved. But main intention will be whenever there's a low temperature and all in the cold countries. In that case, we usually try to go with the accelerators so that the setting time is going to come down. Yeah. So after this, now what are the different accelerators that is available in the market, and what we'll try to see the effect of adding accelerators to the concrete mix. So it is in the form of a theory, but it's very simple to understand. We'll start from here. So that we know that the accelerator reduces the setting time of a cement and makes it hard stone in a few minutes, right? That is the importance of accelerator. In certain situation where there occurs problem in setting of a cement, then in that situation the accelerators are mixed with the concrete. And accelerator is an important ingredient of a concrete, particularly during the cold weather concreting. Like I mentioned, usually in the cold weather concreting we try to go with the accelerator. Other than that, if you want to put the structure into early use, former removal, that you can try to do with the normal cement what you have, like rapid hardening and all. Yeah. Now what is that, we already seen what is accelerator, but who exactly is the accelerator? What kind of uh, ingredient we can use as a accelerator? So the first one is a calcium chloride. If you add calcium chloride, addition of calcium chloride of 1.5% by weight of a cement makes the concrete set early and acquire strength soon, so that the former can be removed early to bring the structure into service. The final setting time is reduced to 2 hours and 1 day strength is doubled, right? So you can make use of a calcium chloride in the normal concrete by 1.5% of the weight. Okay, if you're having 100 kg of a cement, okay, in that 1.5% of that you try to add calcium chloride. So in the process what is going to happen, the strength gain is going to be very quick, and the final setting time will be reduced to 2 hours. Normal OPC and all we had seen, we were taking around how much, 380 400 minutes, but here within 120 minutes your final setting is going to be achieved. And also the 1 day strength will be double. Whatever 1 day strength we were getting, it will get double in case of by using the accelerators. So calcium chloride is one accelerator. Even in the site also, whenever we try to do the work in the site, if you feel like you want early setting of a cement to happen, you can make use of the calcium chloride. It is available in the market, and based on certain experts, you can try to add that into the concrete. But usually these things again happens in the batching plant only, where you have that RMC plant, right? There only we try to add all those things and bring the concrete to the site. We don't take a risk of adding all these things with our own, since we don't have much expertise in this particular field, right? Yeah. The next is that in the past period, the most commonly used accelerator is the calcium chloride. So in the previous days, we were using calcium chloride as an accelerator, but nowadays it is not used. What is the reason behind that? The reason is that if the calcium chloride is used as an accelerator, what will happen? It will have a adverse effect in the construction. It will have an adverse effect in the reinforced cement concrete. So if you're using a calcium chloride, what will happen? Since we are using RCC nowadays, that is reinforced cement concrete, we have a rebar in that, right? That reinforcement bar will get corroded and all. So as a result of that, we don't try to make use of the calcium chloride. But if you're doing a PCC, as I mentioned, you can see it here, plain cement concrete is called as PCC. So if you want to do a PCC, that means you don't have reinforcement bar in that. In that case, you can try to make use of a calcium chloride. But for RCC, we usually don't go with the calcium chloride, since it has adverse effect, like it will create a corrosion in the rebar. But if you try to limit the percentage of that, you can go with calcium chloride as an accelerator even for the RCC. Yeah. So in the present situation, the commonly used accelerators are soluble carbonates. Then we have silicates, fluorosilicates, and triethanol amine. These are the uh, accelerators what is available in the market, and we try to use them whenever we want to add accelerators in the concrete. Yeah. Now, if you look into the picture of that, this is how it looks. Yeah, Sika is a one of trusted brand in the market which produces all these admixtures. Then we have another accelerator here. So this is how the accelerator is going to look. We'll try to add it in the mixture of a concrete. So you can see it here, right? Sika is a brand name. It's written accelerator. So it's written here rapid hardening admixtures. Other than that, this is a kind of a bottle that is available, and you can see it here what they have written. What is written? Faster setting time even in the cold condition. This is what we actually wanted, right? This is why the accelerators are used. So it's mentioned here, improves the resistance to the frost action for bricks, block laying, mortar screeds, concrete and renders. New chloride free formula, non-corrosive to the embedded metals. Yeah. So now what has happened, lot of researches have been done. Even people also know that if you use calcium chloride, what will happen? It will cause corrosion and all. So now more and more research have been done, and they have written it here, new chloride free formula, non-corrosive even to the embedded metals. If you have the reinforcement bar also, then nothing is going to happen. So these are the things usually what you find when you try to buy the accelerators in the market. Yeah. Yeah. So I hope this basic understanding is clear about the accelerator. The main use of accelerator is only to reduce the setting time of the concrete. That's it. Other than that, there are other benefits of using accelerator, which we already seen. And this you can try to add this point also. That is faster setting time, improves the resistance to the frost and all. So what is this frost? Usually what happens in the cold climate, let us say this is a concrete what I have, right? This is a concrete what I have, and in the concrete we'll be adding water, right? We'll be adding water. Now since the temperature is very less, what will happen? Since the temperature is very less, that is a freezing temperature, the water what we have here, no, they are going to get freeze. The water what we have, they are going to get freeze, right? And let us say there is an increase in the temperature after some time again. So again what will happen? This yeah, again what will happen? There is a this whatever water which has been freeze, again they'll try to convert into liquid. So there is alternate wetting and drying here, right? Every time there is a decrease in the temperature, the water is going to get freeze. As a result of that, it will try to put a pressure here, right? There is a pressure applied by this freezed water. In the same way, when the temperature is increased, again the same water will try to same water which has been freeze, which has been frozen, again that will try to increase the volume. So this is a problem usually what we have. As a result of that, the cracks are going to appear. So it's written here, it improves that also, that is improves the resistance to the frost action also, right? If you are using the accelerator, the problem what we usually occur what we usually encounter in the cold climatic region, these are the problem what we encounter, which is called as frost action. That is also taken care of when you use the accelerator, right? Yeah. So I hope these things are clear. We'll see you back in the next lecture. Thank you.